with Arkansas Catholic today to discuss one aspect of the convocation of Catholic leaders, Joy the Gospel in America. This was a convocation that took place back in July. It was called by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops to examine Pope Francis's book, Joy the Gospel, where he challenged us to look at the landscape of our country, where we're doing well as Catholics, where we're struggling, where are the peripheries, and how can we get outside of ourselves, outside of our comfort zones, and go to those who are broken and lost and need Jesus. And one thing that was discussed there was this idea of witnessing. And it was interesting because the convocation took a lot of time beforehand. They put out webinars and books and supplemental materials for us to read. And they talked about witness and how important that is. And that can kind of be a scary word to us Catholics sometimes, witnessing. Who am I to talk about my faith? But one thing that was said in many different ways at the convocation by our bishops, our archbishops, our cardinals, the lay leadership in our parish, in our parishes and across the country, was that faith is very personal. But it's not private. It's not meant to be private. It's meant to be communal. So we should all be challenged to find a way to speak to why we have hope. In fact, in the letter of Peter, he talks about we should always be able to speak to why we have hope in Jesus Christ. And so today what I want to do is give you my witness, why I have hope in Jesus Christ and how he's transformed my life. And it really started about 6th grade. I started having this question of, who am I? And I looked around and trying to figure out how I was different than anybody else. And I kind of decided, well, I have a family. That's how I identify who I am. I have a family. But that didn't really settle that question. It didn't really squish it like I wanted it to. So I continued searching. And as I was looking around at my classmates, I realized I could be kind of a smart kid if I applied myself. So I started applying myself. I got good grades. I became known as a smart kid in middle school. And that kind of made that question go away for a little bit. But then I got to high school, and I wasn't the only smart kid. There were kids even smarter than me, and everybody had a family. And so I started looking around again, thinking, well, how am I different? Who am I? And came to the conclusion, well, I'm going to go out for the basketball team, and I got pretty good at basketball, and that kind of helped me identify who I was. I was a basketball player. I spent my time playing basketball. I spent my time in school, and I had a family that identified me. But again, that wasn't enough. That question came back up, who am I? And so I started looking around again, and I was like, I know, a boyfriend. I need a boyfriend. So I got a boyfriend, and that answered that question for a while. You know, I have a boyfriend. I'm a basketball player. I'm a smart kid. That's who I am. I have a family. Now at this time in high school, I started having a lot of questions, and I even became an atheist, saying that I didn't believe in God, which was very sad. And then those things that I used to identify who I was started falling apart. My family got a divorce. I went to college and I played basketball for a couple of years, but then I quit. And then that boyfriend I was dating, we broke up. And I realized that the major I was in, I was biology pre-med, because that's what smart kids did. I really didn't want to be a doctor. And so pretty quickly, that question started coming back up again. Who am I? And at that point, the only thing I had left was when I went to college, the campus minister knew I went to a Catholic school and assumed I was Catholic, and so I'd hung out with the campus ministry a couple of times here and there. And so I got down on my knees and I said, all right, God, if you're real, if this is a thing, you're gonna have to show me. Here's your one shot to win me over. And he did. He showed me who he was. He showed me that he was real. He was the most tangible thing I've ever experienced. His love, his power, his mercy transformed my life. And not only did he show me who he was, but he showed me who I am. He showed me my identity. He showed me that I am beloved, that I'm a daughter, that he wants to love me. And it changed everything for me. And that's what's so beautiful about God. He can do that to you too. He can help you understand who you are and who he is. He wants to shower you with love and with mercy and with grace and with an adventure of a life. So welcome to your intentional discipleship and following Jesus Christ. Welcome to your identity in Jesus. We'll be here the first Friday of every month with Arkansas Catholic to really unpack what it means to say yes to God and to be an intentional discipleship. Your ID. Have a great day.